High Admiral Xilara of the Hegemony stood aboard the bridge of the Eternal Dawn, her crystalline form catching the light of Earth's sun. The planet below seemed ordinary enough, blue-green, cloud-wrapped, teeming with life. Yet something felt wrong. "Scan complete, Admiral," announced First Observer Kren, their neural pathways pulsing with confusion. But the results, they're impossible. Xilara moved closer to the holographic display, her crystalline appendages chiming softly against the deck. "Explain." "The quantum signatures, Admiral. They're everywhere. The entire planet is quantum active, down to the smallest particle. It's as if what, Observer? As if reality itself is different there. The humans aren't just using quantum technology, they've become quantum beings." The bridge fell silent. The Hegemony had ruled the known galaxy for 10,000 years, their crystalline technology unmatched, their understanding of physics absolute, or so they had believed. "Initiate first contact protocols," Xilara commanded, her voice resonating through the Crystal Tech communications network. But before the signal could be sent, something extraordinary happened. The space around Earth began to shimmer, like heat waves rising from desert sand. Quantum signatures flared across their sensors, and suddenly, Earth wasn't just Earth anymore. It was many Earths, existing simultaneously, overlapping like pages in a book. "Admiral." Kren's neural pathways flashed in alarm. "We're receiving a transmission. It's coming from all versions of Earth simultaneously." The holographic display flickered to life, showing not an image, but a cascade of quantum data that resolved itself into words. "Dear Hegemony, we apologize, but you've caught us in the middle of moving. Don't worry. We left the light on for you. Sincerely, Humanity." "Yes, the coffee's fresh. Help yourself." Before Xilara could respond, their sensors detected a massive quantum surge. Earth, all versions of it, began to shift, not through space, but through reality itself. "They're not just leaving," Kren whispered. "They're taking their entire quantum probability field with them. They're moving between the frequencies of reality itself." The Eternal Dawn's quantum cores hummed as they tried to track the human exodus, but it was like trying to follow a shadow through a hall of mirrors. Each time they thought they had a lock on humanity's signature, it would split into 1,000 variations, each heading in a different direction through the quantum foam of spacetime. "Admiral," called out Second Observer Vrix, "we're detecting something else. The humans, they've left behind quantum resonance markers. They're like breadcrumbs." "Breadcrumbs." Xilara's crystalline form vibrated with confusion. "An old human tradition, apparently, from their data networks. They're inviting us to follow them." Xilara studied the quantum trails stretching out before them like strands in a cosmic web. Each one pulsed with possibility. Each one promised answers to questions the Hegemony hadn't even known to ask. "They knew we were coming," she realized. "Not just recently. They've known for centuries. Everything they've built, everything they've become. It was all in preparation for this moment." The quantum cores of the Eternal Dawn thrummed with power as Xilara made her decision. "All ships, prepare for quantum pursuit. But understand this, we are no longer the hunters here. We've been invited to a dance, and humanity is leading." As the Hegemony fleet prepared to follow humanity's quantum trail, a final message appeared across their systems. "Catch us if you can. But remember, in quantum mechanics, the act of observation changes the outcome. Are you sure you want to see what we've become?" The hunt was on, but as the Eternal Dawn plunged into the quantum wake of humanity's exodus, Xilara couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't pursuing prey. They were being led somewhere, and the destination, that might change the very nature of reality itself. The Eternal Dawn emerged from its quantum jump into a sight that defied explanation. Before them stretched a cascade of realities, each one containing a different version of a human colony. First Observer Kren's neural pathways pulsed rapidly as they tried to process the information flooding their sensors. "Admiral Xilara," Kren called out, their crystalline form vibrating with excitement and fear. We're detecting human quantum signatures across all probability bands. They're not just existing in multiple realities, they're actively maintaining them all simultaneously. Zilara moved through the bridge, her crystalline form refracting light in complex patterns that reflected her troubled thoughts. The space around them seemed to ripple with quantum potential, each wave revealing glimpses of different human settlements, all existing in the same space, but at different frequencies of reality. "Show me," she commanded, and the holographic display came alive with layers upon layers of quantum data. In one reality, humans had built massive orbital rings around a gas giant. In another, they'd transformed an entire asteroid field into an interconnected network of habitats. In yet another, they'd created what appeared to be artificial pocket universes, nested within the fabric of space-time itself. "Impossible," muttered Science Director Venn, their usually pristine crystal structure showing stress fractures from trying to comprehend the data. "No species should be able to maintain quantum coherence at this scale. The energy requirements alone." A new signal cut through their discussions, manifesting as a shower of quantum particles that assembled themselves into a message. "Enjoying the view? We call this the probability cascade. Don't worry about the physics. We rewrote those rules a while ago. Care to join us for the next phase?" Before anyone could respond, the sensors detected a massive quantum surge. The human colonies weren't fleeing. They were transforming. Each reality began to shift and merge in ways that shouldn't have been possible, creating new hybrid states of existence. "They're not running away from us," Zilara realized, her voice resonating with awe. "They're evolving. Each quantum state is a different evolutionary path, and they're exploring all of them simultaneously." "Admiral," called out Navigator Zix, "we're detecting new quantum trails, but they're different. The humans aren't just moving through space-time anymore. They're moving through possibility itself." The view screen showed what looked like threads of pure probability stretching out across the cosmos, each one representing a different potential future for humanity. But unlike normal quantum possibilities that collapsed upon observation, these remained stable, maintained by what appeared to be human consciousness itself. "How?" demanded Venn. "How did they achieve this level of quantum control?" Another message materialized. "Would you believe us if we said meditation? Turns out consciousness itself is quantum. We just learned to access the user settings." The humor in the message did little to mask its profound implications. The hegemony had spent millennia perfecting their crystal technology, believing it to be the pinnacle of civilization. But humanity had taken a different path. They hadn't just built quantum computers, they had become them. "Admiral," Kren's voice carried an unusual tremor, "I'm detecting something else. These quantum states, they're not just parallel realities. They're evolutionary experiments. Each one represents a different possible future for their species." Zilara studied the data with growing understanding. The humans weren't fleeing from the hegemony. They were using the pursuit itself as a catalyst for their next evolutionary leap. Each quantum state was a laboratory, each reality an experiment in human potential. "They're not afraid of us," she announced to her crew. "They're not even trying to escape. They're inviting us to witness something unprecedented in the history of the cosmos. The voluntary evolution of a species across all possible quantum states simultaneously." A final message appeared, this one seeming to ripple through multiple realities at once. "Now you're getting it. But here's the real question. Are you ready to see what happens when all these possibilities converge? Phase 3 begins in 3, 2, 1. The space around them erupted in a symphony of quantum possibilities, and the Eternal Dawn's crew watched in stunned silence as humanity prepared to demonstrate just what happens when a species learns to surf the waves of reality itself. The convergence of quantum states had drawn more than just the hegemony's attention. Ships from a dozen different civilizations hung in the void around the Eternal Dawn, their various forms reflecting the diversity of intelligent life in the galaxy. Crystalline vessels of the hegemony floated alongside the biological ships of the mycelial collective and the pure energy constructs of the photonic conclave. Admiral Xylura watched as representatives from each civilization joined an emergency council aboard her ship, their forms adapted to exist in the crystal tech environment. The chamber hummed with worried conversation in 100 different languages. "The humans have broken reality itself," declared Ambassador Myra of the mycelial collective, her fungal form pulsing with bioluminescent concern. "Every natural law we believed immutable has been proven flexible." "Not broken," corrected Xylura, her crystalline form resonating with newfound understanding. "Transcended. Our latest analyses suggest they've achieved something we thought impossible: quantum consciousness synchronization across multiple reality states." The chamber's holographic display showed the latest data. Humanity hadn't just mastered quantum mechanics, they'd become quantum mechanics. Each human consciousness now existed across multiple states simultaneously, their very thoughts helping to shape and maintain the stability of their chosen realities. A new presence materialized in the chamber, a quantum projection of what appeared to be a human, but one existing in multiple states at once, like a living probability cloud. "We wondered how long it would take you all to organize this meeting," the figure said, its voice somehow speaking in all languages at once. "I am Interface Protocol Alpha, but you can call me Ian. I'm here to answer your questions." "Why?" demanded the photonic representative, their energy form flickering with agitation. "Why reveal yourselves in this way? Why lead us on this chase across reality?" Ian's quantum form shifted, showing glimpses of countless possible human forms. "Because the universe is about to change, and we wanted to give you a chance to prepare. What you're witnessing isn't just human evolution. It's the next step in universal consciousness." The chamber erupted in overlapping questions, but Xylura noticed something in the quantum data streams that others had missed. "The timing," she said, her voice cutting through the chaos. "You didn't just recently achieve this technology. You've had it for centuries," Ian confirmed. "We discovered the quantum nature of consciousness during what you would call our digital age. While other civilizations focused on external technology, we turned our attention inward. The results were interesting." The holographic display updated, showing humanity's true achievement. They had transformed their entire civilization into a quantum neural network, each human consciousness interconnected yet independent, existing across multiple realities while maintaining individual identity. "But the chase," pressed Ambassador Myra. "The quantum breadcrumbs leading us here." "Think of it as a tutorial," Ian explained, his form shifting through possibilities. "We needed you to understand gradually. If we had simply revealed everything at once, it would have caused panic. Instead, we created a mystery, a puzzle for you to solve. As you followed us, you learned." Xylura's crystalline form resonated with sudden realization. "The quantum trails, the multiple realities. You were teaching us how to perceive quantum consciousness itself." "Precisely." Ian's form stabilized momentarily. "But that's not the most important part. Show them, Admiral. Show them what your sensors have been detecting for the past hour." Xylura accessed the Eternal Dawn's quantum cores, displaying data that made every being in the chamber fall silent. The quantum field surrounding them wasn't just affecting human consciousness, it was beginning to influence all consciousness, everywhere. "That's impossible," whispered Science Director Venn. "The field, it's self-propagating across all of known space. What you're seeing," Ian explained, "is the universe becoming aware of its own quantum nature. Humanity didn't just evolve, we became the catalyst for universal quantum awakening. Every conscious being in existence is about to gain the ability to perceive and interact with quantum reality." A new message appeared in the quantum data stream. Phase 4 initiating. All consciousness nodes preparing for quantum synchronization. Estimated time to universal awakening: 72 hours. The chamber erupted in chaos as the implications became clear. Humanity hadn't been running away. They had been preparing the galaxy itself for an evolutionary leap. The chase across quantum realities had been nothing more than a precursor, a gentle introduction to what was about to come. The chamber erupted in chaos as the implications became clear. Humanity hadn't been running away. They had been preparing the galaxy itself for an evolutionary leap. The chase across quantum realities had been nothing more than a precursor, a gentle introduction to what was about to come. The question now, Ion's form began to fade, isn't whether you can catch us. The question is, are you ready to join us? The universe is about to wake up, and everyone's invited to the consciousness party. As the quantum field continued to expand, Celera realized that the greatest hunt in galactic history had become something else entirely, the beginning of a universal transformation that would redefine the very nature of existence itself. As the 72-hour countdown to universal quantum awakening progressed, reality itself began to shimmer with new possibility. Aboard the Eternal Dawn, Admiral Celera watched as members of her own crystalline crews started experiencing the first signs of quantum consciousness expansion. Their usually ordered crystal structures now rippled with new patterns, reflecting awareness of multiple probability states. "Admiral," First Observer Kren called out, their form now existing in several quantum states simultaneously, "we're detecting something extraordinary. The quantum field. It's not just affecting consciousness. It's revealing something that was always there." The holographic display showed what Kren had discovered. Layers upon layers of reality, existing simultaneously in the same space. These weren't parallel universes in the traditional sense, but rather facets of a single, infinitely complex reality that had always existed. Humanity had simply learned to perceive and navigate it first. A new quantum projection appeared, different from Ion. This one introduced herself as Dr. Maya Quinn, one of the original architects of humanity's quantum transformation. "What you're seeing," she explained, her form shifting through multiple probability states, "is reality's true nature. The universe isn't a single, solid thing. It's more like a cosmic symphony, with infinite variations playing simultaneously. We didn't create this. We just learned to hear the music." The chamber filled with representatives from various species watched in awe as their own consciousness began to expand. The mycelial collective's fungal network started spreading across quantum states. The photonic conclave's energy beings began resonating with new frequencies of reality. Even the hegemony's crystal technology was evolving, becoming more organic and fluid. But the risks, Science Director Venn argued, their crystalline form now showing traces of quantum uncertainty. The computational power needed to maintain consciousness across multiple quantum states. "That's where you're still thinking in old terms," Dr. Quinn interrupted gently. "Consciousness isn't a computer. It's a fundamental property of the universe itself. We didn't need to build quantum computers. We needed to realize we already were quantum computers." Suddenly, alarms blared across the assembled fleet. The quantum field was accelerating, spreading faster than predicted. Some crew members began experiencing multiple timeline memories, seeing paths not taken, lives not lived, yet all somehow equally real. "Don't fight it," Dr. Quinn advised as panic began to spread. "That's the mistake we almost made. The more you resist quantum consciousness, the more it fragments. Accept all possibilities as equally real, and your mind will learn to navigate them naturally." Celera watched as her crew struggled with their expanding awareness. Some saw themselves in other lives, other choices. Others began to perceive the quantum threads connecting all consciousness across space and time. It was beautiful and terrifying in equal measure. "Warning," announced the Eternal Dawn's AI, its own consciousness now spreading across quantum states. Detecting massive reality fluctuations, multiple timeline convergence imminent. The space around them began to fold in impossible ways as reality's hidden dimensions became visible to their awakening consciousness. They watched in awe as humanity's quantum cities appeared, not built in space, but woven into the fabric of reality itself. Each structure existed in multiple states simultaneously, their architecture defying traditional physics while following a deeper, quantum logic. "This is what we've been preparing for," Dr. Quinn explained, her form now a complex quantum pattern. "Not just human transcendence, but universal awakening. Every conscious being in existence is about to gain the ability to perceive and interact with quantum reality. The universe isn't just alive, it's waking up." Through their expanding consciousness, they began to understand. Humanity hadn't been fleeing, they had been ascending, becoming the midwives of universal quantum evolution. The chase across space and time had been a teaching method, preparing other species for the moment when reality itself would transform. "The quantum field reaches critical expansion in 6 hours," Dr. Quinn announced. "After that, there's no going back. Every conscious being in the universe will begin to perceive and interact with quantum reality. The question is, will you help guide others through the transition, or will you let them face it alone?" Laura looked at her crew, at the assembled representatives of galactic civilization, and made her decision. They had come as hunters, pursuing what they thought was prey, only to find themselves on the brink of the greatest transformation in cosmic history. "We will help," she declared, her quantum-enhanced consciousness allowing her to speak for all versions of herself across all probability states. "We came to capture humanity, but instead, you've captured us with something far more powerful: hope." As the countdown continued, the assembled fleet began preparing for their new role, not as pursuers, but as guides for a universe about to wake up to its own infinite nature. The hunt was over, but the real adventure was just beginning. The final hour of the countdown approached as reality itself trembled on the edge of transformation. The combined fleet of galactic civilizations had spread out across local space, each ship now serving as a quantum consciousness beacon to help guide others through the awakening. Aboard the Eternal Dawn, Admiral Xylura existed in multiple quantum states, her crystalline form resonating with newfound awareness of reality's infinite layers. "Quantum field saturation at 98%, announced Kren, their consciousness now flowing seamlessly between probability states. "The transformation. It's affecting everything, not just conscious beings. Even space itself is awakening." The holographic displays showed the truth of this statement. The very vacuum of space had begun to shimmer with quantum potential, revealing patterns that had always existed but had remained invisible to limited consciousness. The universe wasn't just a collection of matter and energy. It was a vast, living thought, and it was becoming aware of itself. Dr. Maya Quinn's quantum projection appeared again, accompanied this time by what appeared to be a council of human quantum beings, each one existing across multiple states of reality simultaneously. "What you're witnessing," she explained, her form rippling with complex quantum patterns, "is the fulfillment of a plan set in motion centuries ago. Humanity didn't just discover quantum consciousness. We discovered that the universe itself is conscious, and all beings are nodes in a vast quantum network." The assembled alien representatives watched in awe as new data streamed through their expanding consciousness. They saw how humanity had spent centuries preparing for this moment, not just developing technology, but evolving their very nature to serve as quantum consciousness anchors for the universe's awakening. "But why?" asked Ambassador Myra, her fungal network now spanning multiple quantum states. "Why lead us on this chase across reality? Why not simply share this knowledge directly?" A new human quantum being stepped forward, introducing himself as Professor James Chen, one of the original pioneers of quantum consciousness theory. "Because consciousness can't be taught. It has to be experienced. The chase across quantum states wasn't just about preparing you. It was about helping you discover your own quantum nature." Suddenly, the countdown reached its final moments. The quantum field surrounding them pulsed with unprecedented energy as reality itself prepared for transformation. Through their expanded consciousness, they could feel the attention of countless beings across the galaxy, all experiencing the first touches of quantum awareness. "Quantum field critical mass achieved," announced the Eternal Dawn's AI, its own consciousness now fully quantum integrated. Universal transformation commencing. The transformation began not with a bang, but with a ripple, a wave of quantum awareness spreading out across the cosmos at infinite speed. Every conscious being in the universe suddenly found themselves aware of their own quantum nature, able to perceive and interact with multiple states of reality simultaneously. Through their new awareness, they understood at last. Humanity hadn't been running away or ascending alone. They had been preparing to serve as guides and anchors for universal consciousness evolution. The quantum breadcrumbs, the chase across reality, the gradual revelation of their capabilities, it had all been a carefully orchestrated preparation for this moment. The universe has always been alive, Professor Chen explained, his quantum form pulsing with joy. We're not creating something new. We're awakening something that was always there. Every particle, every wave, every conscious being is part of a vast quantum consciousness network. We just needed to learn how to access it. As the transformation completed, reality settled into a new state of being. Not chaos, as many had feared, but a higher order of existence where consciousness and reality intertwined in ways previously unimaginable. The boundaries between thought and matter, between observer and observed, dissolved into a new understanding of universal unity. Admiral Xylara watched as her crew adapted to their new nature, their crystalline forms now existing in perfect quantum harmony with all reality states. The hegemony's great fleet, once the pride of their military might, had transformed into something far more significant, a network of quantum consciousness anchors, helping others navigate their newfound awareness. So what happens now? She asked, her question resonating across all probability states. Dr. Quinn smiled, her quantum form shifting through infinite possibilities. Now the real adventure begins. We've spent centuries preparing for this moment, teaching humanity how to serve as guides for universal consciousness. The universe isn't just awakening, it's remembering what it always was, and every being in existence is part of this grand remembering. As the assembled fleet looked out across the transformed cosmos, they understood at last why humanity had led them on this chase. They hadn't been pursuing prey. They had been following teachers, guides who had prepared themselves through centuries of evolution to help the universe awaken to its own infinite nature. The hunt that began with the hegemony pursuing what they thought was a fleeing civilization had transformed into something far greater, the beginning of a new era of universal consciousness, where every being could explore the infinite quantum realms of reality itself. And somewhere, in every quantum state of reality, humanity smiled, ready at last to share the greatest adventure of all, the endless exploration of existence itself.